to ask for your consent and approval. That's awesome. And then go ahead and find a seat. And I'm going to encourage you to take a seat up on your yoga blanket. This is awesome for folks with hip and low back pain. This is great for folks with tummies. This is great for folks that are hypermobile. We're just lifting our hips up off the floor a little bit, which helps align the low back. And then maybe you start class cross-legged in Sukhasana. Maybe you just lengthen your legs out. There are no rules here. We're here to find a cozy seat. Take a few deep breaths. Just to center the body, to settle in, to feel your sits bones, those bony protrusions underneath each butt cheek, nestle down into that blanket or support beneath you. Maybe you breathe deep into the belly, releasing whatever tension you're holding here. We tend to keep this part of our body clenched. It shallows our breathing. And then this morning's class, and really the theme for this week and likely next, is processing intense emotion, big feelings in our bodies. And in the world that we live in, we're not offered time to do that. From the moment that our alarm clock goes off to the moment that we throw ourselves in bed, there is no time, there is no space to process the deep emotions that we feel historically, right? That we feel in the present moment, that we think about or feel when we think about the future. And so we're going to take this time this morning to create a sacred container, an opportunity to explore whatever emotions come up. And in this sacred container, it's free of judgment. Whatever you feel, whatever you think, whatever physical sensations arise, there is no good or bad. There is no right or wrong, enough or not enough. There just is. And what is sacred. So we allow it to be. So this morning, we want to touch base with whatever we're bringing into our practice today, whatever we are making space for, to either make space and hold with more ease, or to make space in order to release. So we touch base with ourselves first. We're going to bring our palms together in Anjali Mudra and just start to rub them together, building some friction and some heat. What we're doing is we're creating energy between the palms of our hands. And as you do this, breathe deep into that low belly, deep into the heart center with each inhale. And with each exhale, soften the shoulders from the ears, relax your jaw. Let your tongue float in your mouth or find a gentle home. You take this time, maybe you close your eyes, maybe you just let your view grow fuzzy off into the distance as you breathe and rub those palms together. Being here in this moment. Maybe you notice the heat beginning to build between your palms. You might take a moment simply to recognize the sensations you feel there. And then when you're ready, pause, palms together. Feel again that sensation, that tingling, that warmth. And then if it feels right, take both palms and place them on your face. Here we check in with the body, with the heart, with the mind. First, we notice the body. Maybe you can feel the palms of your hands against your face, the texture, the warmth. Maybe you can feel on your next deep breath in the belly and the chest stretch. And as you exhale, notice what softens. And then begin to notice what physical sensations you're bringing with you this morning. Maybe there's a tightness in the shoulders, the neck, the belly, the low back. Maybe there's pain or aching. We're just taking a moment to notice what is in our body. We don't need to change it or judge it. Just what are we bringing with us? We'll move now from the physical body to the emotional body. You might take a few deep breaths in, and as you exhale, notice if there are any emotions that you're carrying with you onto the mat this morning. We invite them in. And know that as you do this, you are in control of how much or how little you feel, how much or how little you allow. But we just notice. Maybe there's frustration, anxiety, fear, grief, rage, whatever it is. We allow it in this moment. We take note that this is what is. Beautiful. When you're ready, you might drop your hands slowly from your face. Let's take a few deep shoulder rolls. So on an inhale, we roll the shoulders forward and up. As we exhale, squeeze them back, roll them down. Let's do 2 more big breaths, just like that. And then on your next inhale, reach your arms up. We're going to interlace the fingers, leaving the thumbs pointed down, and place it at the back of the neck. The thumbs kind of supporting the length of the neck. On an inhale, we want to reach tall through the top of the head as we press down through those sits bones in the mat. Really feel how each inhale lifts you towards the sky, creating space in the body and the trunk. And then we're just going to do some eye work. We're going to turn your gaze all the way on over towards the right. And as you do this, notice if your chin wants to move. We'll just keep it neutral, the eyes alone, gazing towards the right. And then breathe into that low belly space as you do this. Maybe you exhale through the mouth. Really let it be satisfying here. And as we do this eye stretch, which is also a vagal nerve stem, notice if the breath starts to deepen with more ease. Maybe you feel a little yawn. We just invite whatever is. Maybe we feel nothing. Gazing on over towards the left for a breath or two, eyes open or closed is up to you. And then turn your eyes to neutral. Take a moment gazing forward to relax the shoulders down. On an inhale, lift through that length of the spine one more time, and then exhale, turn your gaze towards the left. The jaw and the tongue are soft here as you breathe into the body. Breathing space, each inhale. Relaxing into the softness with each exhale. Keeping the eyes firmly towards the right, or towards the left, excuse me. Towards wherever they're turned, right? Wonderful. When you're ready, turn the eyes back to neutral. Go ahead and release the hands. This time we're going to do some shoulder rolls, but instead of forward and up, we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades back as we roll them up on the inhale, and then squeeze them forward, roll them down. So it's just reverse direction. Inhale, squeeze back and up. Exhale, forward and down. 2 more breaths. Wonderful. From here, grabbing your strap if it's handy, we're going to place it across our lap and then really grab it out wide, arms outstretched. And we want to press it in front of us. And on an inhale, lift it on up overhead. As you exhale, you're going to drop it back behind you so slow because you're going to notice how much more length do you need to find a little ease here. Find it and allow it. And we're going to take it back as far as it wants to go. Maybe that's all the way, maybe it's not. And then moving with the breath, each inhale, we lift the strap. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And we're holding the strap taut. So we're really pressing out towards either side, engaging the length of the arms as we do this. Moving with your own breath at your own pace, giving yourself permission to lean into what feels good. We're not here to push. We're not here to make it hard. Two more breaths. And then on your next inhale, hold that strap up top, right? Keeping that tension. And then we're going to find a rock side to side. So inhale, lift up tall. Exhale towards the right. Inhale, lift up tall. Exhale towards the left. Inhale, exhale at your own pace. We keep the length through the spine, pressing long through the top of the head to honor the low back, the belly. Beautiful. Let's do once more to either side of your body, finding balance as it suits you, and then meet at the top for a little intuitive movement. You ready for this? We're going to keep this tension, and it can be nice to shorten it up a little bit. It's a little easier on the arms, so shortening up the space there, and then find a little intuitive movement. So maybe you do some circles. We're holding the strap tight. Maybe you keep that bounce from side to side. Maybe you try some twisting here. Let it be messy. If you're like me. Oh, my poor houseplants. All right. If you're doing circles in your movement, now is the time to find balance. We'll do this for another 3 or so breaths. Being willing to be messy, being willing to get it wrong, being willing to try something that does or does not feel good, just to discover your body in different ways this morning. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, release that strap down. Wonderful. From here, we're going to extend our legs out, finding a wide-ish pose. Now, our goal through the whole of this practice is never seeking our end range. We're never taking it out as wide as we can go. We're going to take it a little softer. We're going to bring some sensation to our body without the need to take it all the way, right? We're just holding space. So from here, we'll do some isometric work to warm up the neck. We're going to bring our palms in Anjali Mudra towards the heart center, and then place your thumbs at your third eye, that point between your brows. From here, we press the thumbs back into our third eye as you press the third eye forward into the thumbs. And you're going to want to clench your jaw. You're going to want to tighten your tongue against the roof of your mouth, but you're going to soften your jaw. Soften your belly, breathe into your body, and allow your neck and hands, or your neck and arms to do the work here. We tend to want to support everything when we're putting in effort in somewhere, some place of our body. And so here, through mindful awareness, we release the belly. Maybe you release any tension in the legs as we hold the pressure of our third eye against our thumbs. When you're ready, release. Beautiful. Interlacing those fingers one more time at the back of the head. This time we're going to press the back of the head, our occipital bone, into the hands. Press the hands back. Now you can leave the arms out wide to do this, or you can close the elbows by the ears. It's just a little kinder to the shoulders and the shoulder blades. So we're pressing the back of the head into the palms of the hands, a little isometric. engagement of our muscles here. Beautiful. Release and let go. We'll take our right hand. I'm going to take the palm to our temple. And then for a moment, we'll release the palm. We're going to turn our head on over towards the right as far as it goes. Release it back. Let's do that one more time. Turn it on over to the right as far as it goes with ease, right? Bring it on back. Palm to the temple one more time. Now we're going to turn our head all the way over towards the right as the palm stops it. Again, we want to gaze on over, just turn our head over to the right, and the palm keeps that from happening. As you do this, relax your jaw, soften the belly. Notice if you've shortened your breaths. See if you can't find those big, spacious breaths, making space in our body. When you're ready, release that effort. Let the hand melt down. Feel sensation, whatever's coming up, maybe a floating, maybe somewhere it aches. And then once more, turn on over towards the right. And you might notice what it feels like, maybe easier, maybe harder. Beautiful. Right hand once again, palm to the temple. This time, you're going to want to drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, but the palm stops it. So when you're ready, pressing that head into the palm of the hands, the palm presses back. It's like that right ear is reaching down towards that right shoulder, but the palm won't let it. And then once again, check in with the left shoulder. Can you relax it? Can you relax the belly? Can you relax? You can see my toes are curled up towards my heart. Can I relax my toes? We're just engaging the arm, the neck, the shoulder. Beautiful. Release. Wonderful. Go ahead and drop that ear towards that shoulder and let it rise back up. This time, take a right fist to the masseter muscle. It's going to be just below the cheekbone on the jaw, right? Where we chew our food. When you clench your jaw, it's that big ball of muscle. Your fist is going to find that. And as you push your fist into your jaw is going to want to push over towards the left. We're going to push our jaw back into our fist. So we're engaging the muscles of the neck, and we're deeply engaging the muscles of the jaw here. And then we know the drill. As we engage these muscles, can you soften everywhere else? What we're doing isn't just finding release to a lot of the tension in the neck and shoulders by doing this movement. We also are engaging the vagal nerves. So it's helping to calm the body, to invite embodiment, to bring our nervous system out of activation and into regulation. When you're ready, release. Let's open up our jaw wide and then close it. Now let's switch sides. Your left hand. Oh, first, let's look towards the left though, right? Turning our gaze as far as feels good. Back to neutral. Let's do that one more time. And then the heel of your hand finds the temple. We turn again. That isometric pressure doesn't allow us. And then check in. Are you engaging through the abdomen? Yeah, I know. Let it go just this time. Through the toes, through your fingertips, your jaw. Let it all go. Let the neck, the shoulder, and that left arm do the work. Another breath or two, just like this, holding as much pressure as feels right for your body this morning. And then when you're ready, release, let the hand melt, and then turn that head on over towards the left. All right, back to neutral as it feels right. Heel of the hand once more. This time, that left ear drops down towards that left shoulder. Whoo. And as we engage, notice what's engaged. Can you feel the muscles around your neck? Can you feel the muscles in your shoulder, upper arm. And then can you soften that right shoulder, the belly, the calves of your feet, your butt cheeks. And then when you're ready, drop that left hand, let that left ear melt towards the shoulder. Rise up. That fist finds that masseter muscle. And then when you're ready, hold and breathe. Each inhale, you might fill the belly and the heart center, inviting space into the body. Space to hold whatever we're in the midst of. Space to hold whatever we're going to go through later. You are not just a physical body and a mind. You are a divine creature made of energy with infinite space to hold the very complexities that come with being alive. When you're ready, drop that hand, relax, relax. All right, from here, finding some seated cat-cow, and we're going to take it a step further by engaging the legs. So with the legs out wide, we're going to press through the heels of our feet, flex the toes back towards the heart, and then find our seated cat. And we're going to do that by curling the tailbone up towards the belly button. And I'm pressing through the heels of my feet to do this. This rounds the low back. It creates space between all of those vertebrae, decompressing the nerves back there. And then we're going to round the upper back as well by gently tucking the chin in towards the heart, dropping your forehead down towards the earth. Let the arms soften, let the shoulders soften here. Let the jaw relax. Here we are in cat pose. And as you press through the heels of your feet, what we're doing is we're stretching all the muscles and fascia at the back of the legs. We're taking that stretch up into the low back, continuing to stretch it up into the upper back, up into the neck. And what we found is we are stretching the whole back side of our body, just hanging out like this. On an inhale, we're going to relax the feet. We're going to rise up tall into cow pose. Cow pose looks like this. We point the toes, right? Because instead of stretching the back body, we're stretching the front body. We're going to lift up through our heart center, through our chin. Our chin rises up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to let our belly fall forward. It's almost like our tailbone wants to curl up towards the back of our head. Here we are in cow pose. The front of the throat stretches. Maybe you feel the need to cough here. As you breathe deep into the body, let it. We are making more space in our lungs, in our diaphragm. We lift up actively through the chins of the back of the head, doesn't float back towards the shoulder blades. And then on an exhale of your choice, move back into cat by flexing the toes towards the heart, pressing through the heels, curling that tailbone up, letting the forehead sink down low. Pause here for a couple breaths. As you press down through the heels of the feet, curling that tailbone in, can you notice and feel how the low back rounds? Can you relax through your cervical vertebra at the back of your neck, letting the forehead hang? Can you bring space to all the vertebrae at the back of the neck? On an inhale of your choice, point your toes, rise up tall into your cow. Lifting through the heart and the chin powerfully as that belly rolls forward. We are unashamed of the shape of our body. It is divine. It is holy and precious. The fact that it exists is a damn miracle. And so we deny no part of it the love that it deserves, even when it doesn't look, cooperate, feel the way we want it to. This body is our vessel, and it's worthy. On an exhale, curl back into cat, flexing the toes towards the heart. Move with the breath now, if it feels nice, or hang out wherever your body is asking you to. A few more breaths, exploring this movement or sensation or stillness in your body. Beautiful. On an exhale, relax into a natural, comfortable posture. We're going to warm up the spine side to side. Words, y'all. On an inhale, sweep that left arm up and overhead. As you exhale, plant that right palm, fingertips pointed away. We're going to reach. So we're reaching those left fingertips over towards the wall to our right. And as we do, you might notice all the space you're creating on the left side of your rib cage here. You might even press into the palm of your right hand just to really stretch all along that left side. And then notice, can you send those big breaths into the left side of that rib cage? And with each inhale, press down through that right palm, out through those left fingertips, and just feel that additional stretch to the side body. Breathe here for another breath or two. And then on an inhale of your choice, rise up. Exhale, switch sides. Leaning towards that left wall, reaching with those right fingertips. And then pressing down through the palm of that left hand as an anchor just to stretch that whole right side body. Maybe you send each inhale into the side of that right rib cage. Maybe you don't. Beautiful. On an inhale, rise up tall. Let's move with the breath. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. One more breath to either side. And then on an inhale, we rise strong. Beautiful. From here, we're going to bend that left knee. We're going to plant the pad of our foot on the inside of that right thigh or near it, right? Somewhere comfortable. And then we're going to drop this right elbow down towards that inner right thigh. And maybe you rest the elbow on top of it. Maybe it sinks down towards that inner thigh. Either way, we're going to use it as an anchor to sweep that left hand back behind us. Let your eyes follow here for this twist. Beautiful. On an exhale, I guess it's a left hand back behind us, huh? That left hand sweeps across the body as far as it goes. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, sweep it back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Beautiful. One more time. And then hold on the exhale, this twist. Now keep it gentle. Maybe we're reaching, the outside of the foot. Maybe we're holding on to the outside of the calf or knee, but we're just keeping this gentle closed twist across the body. We hang out here. What we don't realize is that as we swing across the midline of the body in our movement, in EMDR therapy, this is a beautiful way to process intense emotions. On an inhale, sweep it open one more time. Exhale, close it up. Notice as you sweep across the midline of the body, hold this. We're engaging both sides of our brain, which help us process any big emotions that we're feeling. Just all we have to do is cross the midline. How powerful. On an inhale, open it up one more time. Beautiful. Exhale, let it all go. Rise up to neutral. From here, we're going to extend our left leg out back to where it was, and we're going to place our palms out in front of us, elbows bent like we're holding a serving tray, a big serving tray. And then from here, and I should have started here earlier, we're just going to check in with our body. So on an inhale, we're going to lift tall to the top of our head. On an exhale, you're going to turn towards the right, as far as you can go naturally in this twist, and hold it here. Now you might explore, like, what's your end range of motion? How far can you twist in your body? And then soften it back by 10, 20%. That's where we want to kind of hang out in the rest of today's practice. When you're ready, switch sides. Find that deepest, furthest twist, and then soften it up a little bit. Find a little ease. Breathe into this space. Know how it feels. Seek it through the rest of our practice each time it bubbles up to the surface. And then when you're ready, swing back to neutral. Let's move with our breath. We'll inhale to one side and exhale to the other, taking it to that almost end range, but not quite. You'll notice that we are crossing the midline yet again. So breathing deep into our belly, stimulating both sides of the brain, allows us a safer container to process intense emotion. Beautiful. Cat's so hyper this morning. When you're ready, rest in neutral. We're going to bring our hands up above our head, fingertips touching the shoulders, and then we're going to find that twist again. So inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other. And this is also a wonderful way to cross the midline, to help us process through the bigness, the grief, the anger, the resentment, the fear, all those things we hold inside of us. And then you can keep at this pace, or we can speed it up. And I'll show you what that looks like. And we're letting the heart and the face stay in alignment, right? So our spine from the heart up stays in alignment as we swing from side to side. So quick or slow, you decide. But if we're feeling real big intensity and we go with a swiftness here, we can find even more release. Beautiful. When you're ready, swing back to neutral, find some ease. This time, left leg stays extended. We're going to bend that right knee in, tucking that left elbow in, or placing it atop the thigh. On an inhale, sweep the arms open. Hold in this big open cross body twist, knowing each time we're crossing that midline, we're giving ourselves a little more room to hold what is in life. And then on an exhale, you're going to sweep it all the way across. You're going to release this left arm just to continue that twist. Holding this closed twist, maybe you hold it just like this. Maybe you drop that right hand to the toes, the calf, the thigh, twisting across the body. Hold for a breath or two. And then when you're ready, open it back up. Maybe you hold in whichever posture feels good, or maybe you move with the breath, exhaling to close the twist, inhaling, opening it back up. Beautiful. On an inhale, rise up tall. We're going to switch sides, extending that right leg, bending the left knee, pressing through the heel of that right foot. We're going to align our heart center atop this right thigh. On an inhale, find length through the body. Exhale, melt the heart center. Let the hands reach towards those ankles or toes. And then surrender it on down. I like to tuck my belly inside the space between my thighs. And then really it's the heart center and the forehead that we allow to melt. When it feels good, letting it all just sink, finding ease, hanging out in that space of not quite all the way. Beautiful. On an inhale, walk the hands up the legs, rise up. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to move into a flow just like this. Inhale, that left arm sweeps over back behind you. Beautiful. We're going to reach across the body with the right. So we're finding this big open twist here. On an exhale, we're going to sweep up into a fold. So that left hand reaching towards those right toes. So inhale, right hand sweeps back behind us. I guess reaching with the left hand. On an inhale of your choice, come back into your fold. And maybe you move swiftly with the breath. Inhale to reach, exhale to fold. Maybe you take a few breaths at each posture. You decide. These big stretches just crossing the midline of the body. We hold emotions deep in the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, the hips and low back. All of these muscles that clench and tense repeatedly, time and time again, to support us as we experience and hold these big feelings. And when we don't process the feelings, when we don't release them from the body, they get stuck in those muscles. And pain and inflammation make their home. And so here, we're not only releasing the muscles, but we're processing the intensity that brought our muscles to that place. Beautiful. On an exhale, find neutral, switching sides. So finding our fold first by bringing length through the spine on the inhale. Exhale, turn the heart center atop that left thigh, walk it on down. Take your time. Take your time, take your time, and notice if this side feels different. Maybe it's easier to fold, maybe it's harder. As you start to let that forehead melt down, that heart melt down, take a moment and notice where you feel this sensation. There's no wrong answer, right? Maybe it's in the neck, maybe it's in the shoulders, maybe it's down in the hips. Maybe you can feel it the back of your tongue. We're here just to notice, not judge, not assess. There's no way it should be, only the way that it is. And as you notice sensation, can you intentionally bring softness there? Can you intentionally imagine that sensation easing as your muscles relax and let go? Beautiful. When you're ready, walk the hands up. Rise slow. Here we go. We're going to inhale when you're ready, planting that right hand back behind you, reaching with those left fingertips across the body, and hold for as long as you like. Beautiful. If we're moving through the breath on an exhale, we're reaching that right hand on over towards the left. Beautiful. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, come back to the fold. Either moving with the breath or finding stillness anywhere your body delights. Maybe you find something and you're like, oh yes, that feels good. Hang out. Listen to your body. There is no wisdom like the wisdom that your body has. Generations of wisdom. Beautiful. When you're ready, come right back to neutral. Let's go ahead and find our way into tabletop. Now I'm going to take the blanket that was beneath my bootay and place it beneath my knees. If we are loving on our wrists this morning, we might, instead of planting our hands beneath Our shoulders, we might plant our forearms beneath our shoulders and on blocks. There's so many beautiful ways to do this. You can even hang out like this on your forearms if we're without blocks today. But finding your version of tabletop will take cat-cow from a different perspective. So on an inhale, curl that tailbone up towards the ceiling. We're going to reach our chin and our heart forward. Feel the space you've made all along the front line of the body here. And then on an exhale, press the mat away, curl the tailbone in towards the belly button, drop the top of your head down towards the earth. Breathe here as you press length into your arms. Maybe even feel that space between the shoulder blades as you do. And then let the neck wiggle. Let go of any effort here. Beautiful. If it feels right, start moving back and forth with the breath or hanging out in whatever delights you. But each inhale brings you to cow, filling the belly deep. Each exhale, you press the mat away, curl the spine into cat. And then an invitation to bring a little intuitive movement into this. So maybe you hang out in your traditional cat-cow. Maybe you're just moving and awakening the spine all through the torso and the heart center, the neck, maybe even. A few more breaths. Finding whatever movement brings you joy, embodiment, a little delight or curiosity. And then find your neutral tabletop when you're ready. From here, we're going to extend our right leg out right, curl the toes, and then press through the heels, stretching the back body. You can hang out in stillness, or you might bounce into that heel. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to sweep this right leg out towards the right, plant the pad of your foot, walk the hands towards the body, rise up tall into gate pose. I'm going to change my trajectory or my direction here so you can see what's up. From here, an inhale sweeps the arms up overhead, and an exhale is going to drop that left arm down. The right hand reaches on over towards the right. My hypermobile girls, or bodies, I should say, it's not just women, bend that knee just a little bit, right? Press through the pad of that foot to support your body in this. Beautiful. And then on an inhale, we rise up tall. And if it feels right, switch sides. And it might just be like this. Or you might sink that right arm down towards the earth and reach through the full side of the body. It's entirely up to you. When you're ready, rise up tall. Hold this stretch. And then once more, if it feels right, switching sides, however far feels good. Wonderful. From here, we're going to roll back down into our tabletop, sweeping that right or that left ankle in. All right. Our temptation is going to want to, bend that right knee, bring it back in. Instead, we're going to lift that right heel. We're going to sweep it across the body towards the left. We're going to step it over top that left leg and find a little stretch here. Maybe you curl the toes on the mat again, press into that extended right leg. This can feel incredible. The further we walk that right leg on over towards the left, the deeper this stretch is. If you really want to get into it, you might bend that right knee, plant it down on the earth, and sink back into this just a little bit. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. From here, extending that right leg long one more time, bring it back in for our tabletop. Let's switch sides. So that left leg extends long, curling the toes, press through the heel, finding your bounce or your stillness. And then when you're ready, that left leg sweeps out towards the left. I'm going to turn so you can see, sweeps out towards the left, planting the pad of the foot, rise up tall. Inhale, left arm sweeps overhead. Finding the stretch as much as it feels good. Beautiful. Let your next inhale lift you up tall. As you exhale, switch to the other side, right? Find what feels good. On an inhale of your choice, rise up. Beautiful. Whew. I'm gonna fall forward, y'all. One more time, an inhale lifts, and exhale lowers to where you wanna be. Beautiful. From here, we're gonna drop that left hand down, coming back into tabletop. This time, as we extend that left leg long, we're gonna cross it over the right leg, as much or as little as it wants to go, and then curling the toes, press back through that heel. You might hang out just like this, or you might bend that left knee a little bit, a lot of bit. You're gonna start to feel a stretch maybe in the outer hips, the low back, the thighs, maybe nowhere. Bodies are strange like that, huh? Hang out for as long as feels good. Beautiful. Extending that left leg long again. Come back to your neutral tabletop. From here, let's make our way onto the floor. And on our backs, we'll do it with knees bent, pads of the feet planted. Just want to check our notes here. Ooh, yes, 4 bad knees. We'll talk about that after class. That's definitely an important thing for tabletop. So from our back sides, we're going to bend our knees, plant the pads of our feet, lay the length of our spine down on the earth. And this is a wonderful time to make sure that you have your yoga strap. Woohoo! Wherever you left it. And laying down against the mat, check in with your physical body. Let the shoulders melt, let the hips melt, the low back releases all effort. And you're going to walk the heels of your feet up towards your glutes so that you can really just rest down through the pads of your feet, feeling the weight of your legs, resting through the pads of your feet. And then walk that awareness all the way up into the head. As you relax your neck, can you feel the back of your head weight into the earth? The further you relax the neck, maybe the heavier the head feels. Beautiful. So we're going to do a little core work to enliven the body, to bring a little heat, because when we have intense emotions, we often meet intensity with intensity. And so heating the core can be a really wonderful way to process big feelings like rage or like grief without letting it consume us. And to do that, the first thing that we're going to do is this. We're going to bring the pads of our feet together. We're going to let our knees fall out open. And if at any point this posture doesn't feel comfortable in your body, plant the pads of your feet against the earth. You can do this here as well. So planting the pads of our feet, letting the knees soften out towards the side, relaxing through the inner thigh, inner groin area. We're pressing the balls of our feet, so the tops of our feet together, just a little pressure there. And if it feels nice, sweep the hands up overhead, interlace the fingers behind the head, just like at the beginning of practice. And then from here, we're going to press the balls of our feet together, and you're going to feel the thighs, the outer thighs engage here. You're going to want to clench your butt cheeks, but let them relax. We're just pressing the balls of our feet together. And then keeping that light engagement in the low body. On an exhale, we're going to curl up towards the belly button. So what's happening is that the arms are doing most of the work here. The abs are engaging lightly, and we're just curling up towards the belly button, holding. And then on an exhale, slowly lower back down. Maybe we move with the breath now and exhale to curl up. And inhale to lower, keeping that pressure between the balls of the feet, The thighs engaged the whole time that we do this. And this might feel great. Maybe this is what you need. Maybe it feels nice to lift the feet up off the earth, keeping the balls pressed together, and then exhale, bring the knees up towards the elbows. Inhale, lower. So exhale, lift, inhale, lower. You decide where you want to be. We're moving with the breath. 4 or so more breaths. And then wherever you are on the exhale, hold the effort. Maybe the knees are pulled up, maybe they're not, but we're pressing the balls of the feet together. We're lifting the head, lifting the arms. And then on an exhale, begin to lower and soften, but let it take some time, maybe a breath or two, to fully relax the feet and the knees, to fully relax the neck, the arms, and the shoulders, and just hang out a moment in this meltiness. Take a moment to touch base with self, feeling sensation, allowing what is to be, knowing that however this feels, yes, you are doing it right. As long as we are exploring self without judgment, it's powerful work. When you're ready, we're going to lift the knees, plant the pads of your feet, and we're going to do some dead bug work. So pressing to the pad of the right foot, we're going to lift that left knee up towards the chest. And then on an exhale, switch. Tapping the feet. Inhale, switch. Exhale, switch. And maybe you're lifting that knee a lot. Maybe it's just a little. It doesn't matter. What matters is we're moving with the breath. We're building some heat. We're strengthening the low back, the low belly, and the hips to hold all of the bigness that life brings to us. And we're honoring our physical form exactly as it shows up today. Beautiful. Maybe we do some bicycle lifts, and as you tap your feet, you draw that opposite elbow towards it. Let's do 4 more breaths, wherever we are. Slowly building heat in the core of the body. Beautiful. On an exhale, rest it all down. This time, finding the pads of the feet together yet again. This time, we're going to rest our arms in what I call robot arms. It's where we plant the backs of our arms in the earth, bend the elbows, fingertips point skyward. And then we're going to get ready for some bridge lifts like this. So we're going to shimmy our arms towards one another, our shoulder blades, squeezing them together, making space in the heart. What you find is that you can really press down through the backs of your arms now. And then squeeze or pressing the balls of the feet or the whole pads of the feet together. We'll start there. And maybe you just hang there, maybe pressing the pads of the feet together, activating those inner groin muscles is exactly enough to just let you feel and process whatever comes up here, holding that tension. Maybe your body needs to meet intensity with a little more intensity. And if that's the case, continue to press through the pads of the feet. This time, clench those butt cheeks and start to feel the hips lift from the earth. Maybe they lift a little bit of pressure. Maybe you feel them float. Maybe you send those hips right up towards the ceiling. Wherever you are, hold the effort. Knowing you can touch down at any time, but otherwise breathing for 4 more breaths wherever you are, engaging the effort, letting it be, letting the body shake. The body shaking is getting rid of that stuck energy. It's doing exactly the work that it needs to do. And then on an exhale of your choice, slowly lower, but let it take a few breaths. lowering the butt cheeks back down, softening them, and then letting the knees melt towards either side. Let go and feel. Breathing deep into the belly, letting whatever comes up, comes up. When you're ready, once more, pressing the balls of the feet together to engage the legs. And if it feels right, squeeze those glutes and begin to lift as much or as little as your body is delighting in or seeking, and breathe. 5 breaths wherever you are, giving yourself permission to be here. Breathing deep into the belly. We don't want to hold or shallow the breath. The breath moves energy through us. So we take those deep breaths, we invite that movement, and then on an exhale, nice and slow for a few breaths, we begin to melt. Melt those hips back down. Let those knees soften out towards the sides. Relax those shoulder blades. Relax the neck. Let it all go. Feel what comes up. If you've got to cry, cry. If you need to scream, scream. If you want to laugh, laugh. Let it out. If you just want to be and feel, there is no wrong way to experience this. One more time, pads of the feet together. We lift when and if we're ready, putting in that effort, breathing for 5 breaths, showing up for our bodies in the ways that our body is asking. It doesn't have to look like anybody else. And then when you're ready, an exhale begins the melting process, begins the letting go, begins the softening. Let the body melt here. Let all that energy flow through you. Let it release from your body. Let it radiate from you. You let it go, let it go, let it go. Beautiful. When you're ready, we're going to close those knees back up, plant the pads of the feet. This time we're going to grab our yoga strap. We're going to place the pad of our right foot in it, or the ball of our right foot in it, and then extend that right leg skyward. From here, press the ball of that foot up into that strap as you pull the strap towards the heart center. So we're engaging the back of the legs. And breathe here. Again, this isometric movement creates a lot of release in the body. It's wild, but our movement doesn't have to be quick, fast, explosive, or aggressive to get to the core of our needs. When you're ready, we're going to take both straps into the left hand, and we're going to cross the left foot over the body. But as you do, you're going to keep both hip bones planted in the earth. And you're going to stop wherever feels good, really grounding through both of those hip bones. We're kind of getting into the piriformis here, the muscles on the outside of the hips and thigh. If we're wanting an even bigger sensation, you might lengthen out that left leg as you pull the right leg on over towards the left. And then the left leg is going to want to roll open towards the left. Nope. We're going to rotate that left thigh back up towards the ceiling, the toes back up towards the ceiling, which is really going to get even deeper into that muscle. And then if it feels nice and you'd like to, rotate that left or that right leg all the way on over towards the left across the body. You might even extend that right arm out towards the right. You might even turn your head and neck towards the right. Breathing deep into this cross-body twist. Beautiful. When you're ready, roll back up onto your back. And then an opportunity to open this right leg over towards the right, as far as it feels good. Relaxing through this right inner thigh. Taking both straps in that right arm. Now, this time you can let this left knee, this left thigh flop open towards the left. Just opening up through the groin area, through the hips. Beautiful. Let it go. Switch sides when you're ready, extending that left leg long, pressing into the ball of that left foot, using your strength, your effort. And then relax. Pull the strap towards the heart center, stretching that hamstring. When it feels right, take both straps into the right hand. And again, the piriformis stretch. So we're pulling this left foot on over towards the right. Ooh. Maybe you notice this side feels a little different. This side has so much to say to me. And I used to judge it. I used to be like, oh, my left side, my weak side, I have so much work to do. And now I just enjoy the awareness that it brings to my practice. If you want to extend that right leg long to get an even deeper stretch here, do it. Breathe into whatever tightness you feel. Can you send your breath there? Each inhale makes space to hold what is. Each exhale releases the intensity, softens those muscles. When you're ready, switch hands, the straps into that left hand, opening that left leg out towards the left, as much or as little feels good. And then when you're ready, rotate it right back up, because I forgot our cross-body stretch. Taking the straps into the right hand, maybe you roll that right leg all the way on over towards the right. Maybe you sweep that left hand open, letting the gaze follow as you turn the neck. Breathe and be. Beautiful. When you're ready, release. We're going to roll over onto our bellies. Take your time. We're not in a rush. We're taking it so slow. We're like letting it feel good, right? We're not in a rush to perform, to meet me there, to look like any certain thing. We're just allowing from here. Extend both legs long. If hanging out like this is hard on the low back, widen the thighs out, widen the legs out, and then rest them down again. It brings ease. It moves the stretch from the low back into the hips. So be where feels good. Letting the heart melt down into the earth. Taking a moment here. This is such a deeply regulating posture. A beautiful one for release. If your body says stay here, maybe you rest your head atop the hands or forearms and just melt. If your body is asking to continue with movement, we're going to bend the right knee up towards the armpit, resting the inner right ankle against the earth. You're going to come into Sphinx posture, tucking the elbows beneath the shoulders, pressing the forearms down into the earth. And then finding a twist here, we'll plant the right arm, lift that right elbow, and then we're going to thread the left arm through, palm up. And we're going to kind of shimmy and scoot it on over there. And I'm going to use my right hand as a kickstand to sort of press the earth away. And it can feel good to keep it above the left hand, but I like to place it below. I feel like I have more control there. And then pressing into that right hand, here we are, a cross-body twist, crossing the midline, processing the deepness, making space and letting go. Beautiful. You might even lift that right arm skyward. You could even turn your right palm towards the wall behind you, bend your elbow and place the back of your hand at the low back. Breathe deep into your body in this closed twist and notice how a deep breath in feels. What stretches, what pulls, what moves. And then exhale deeply, releasing every last drop. How does it feel? How does the sensation in the belly, the back, the hips change? When you're ready, release. Come back to your neutral Sphinx, nice and slow. And then let's take this twist the opposite direction. So this time we plant the left hand, lift the left elbow. We're threading the right arm through, palm up. And again, find the kickstand, pressing into this rotation. And you might notice you can't quite go as far. We just allow, softening through that right inner thigh. Noticing how these deep inhales and exhales feel, how they change this posture, even in stillness. And then when you're ready, release to that neutral space. We're going to lengthen the right leg out and switch sides. So bringing that left knee up, planting that inner left ankle. And then plant that left arm, lift the left elbow. We're going to thread that right arm through one more time. This time, finding the kickstand and the twist again. And you might notice this time you can twist a whole lot further with that knee up. Beautiful. Experiment, explore. Maybe you find that deepest end range and then soften that 10 or 20% again. Just to play, just to befriend the body, to make a home in our physical body, to realize that we can be in this space and that fear won't consume us. Anxiety won't take us over. Neither will rage or sorrow here in this place. We allow them to move through us. We release what's ours. When you're ready, come back into your space nice and slow. And then switch sides, lifting that right elbow, threading that left arm through, kickstand into this twist. Breathe and be, relaxing that right inner thigh, or that left inner thigh, excuse me. Reaching out through those left fingertips. Wonderful. From here, roll back to neutral. Find your way back into crocodile pose. This is where we started here. Right. And maybe you have the blanket. Is there a microphone down on my chest? Maybe you have your yoga blanket. And you want to place it beneath your forearms, creating a little pillow for you. Maybe you place that blanket beneath your heart center to really give the heart a hug. Maybe you ditch the blanket altogether and just rest in whatever version of this feels the most relaxing. We're going to touch base with Mother Earth here for a moment. In crocodile pose, we rest our forehead against our forearms or the tops of our hands. We relax through the back of the neck, the shoulders. We relax the butt cheeks and the low belly. And we soften the tops of the thighs, letting that gentleness, that ease trickle down into the toes. It's so funny because we move through life always touching, or almost always touching, one of the most powerful tools for processing big emotions, and that's Mother Earth. And whether you've given her a gender, a name, what's important to know is that science shows us that nature itself, the ground, the earth itself, will co-regulate with you. The earth is always regulated. It always has space to hold whatever you are in the midst of. And so when we nestle down into the arms of Mother Nature here, when we let our heart melt against her, when we let her hold all the hurt, all the fear, all the things that feel too big for us, that she's got space, an infinite amount of space. So you might let your heavy heart melt down into her arms. Let her cradle you here, knowing this is a safe space to let go. There is no judgment here. You could not fall apart in any way that she would not want to continue holding you in her loving embrace. Let yourself be loved here. As you allow your heart, your body to be held, you might notice a warm golden light that begins to grow inside your body. Maybe it starts at the heart. Maybe it starts wherever you are feeling sensation right now. And with each breath in, you invite more of Mother Nature's love, this infinite resource, into your body. With each inhale, that golden light grows, permeating every cell. This golden light concentrates every place you hold physical pain, physical tightness, the places that are known to you and unknown. This light seeks out every pore, every hair, every part of every organ, every muscle is held inside the glow of this beautiful warm light. Just bask in the beauty, in whatever sensations, in the peace, in the ease, in the warmth, for a moment or two longer. Receiving with each inhale as much energy, as much love, as much light as you could ever need. You could never ask for too much. You could never ask too often. There's no such thing. If anything, we don't ask often enough. Hang out here for as long as you like. But when you're ready, notice that glowing light settling into every cell of your body, making its home, softening. You can stay here in stillness, or you might take a moment. Thank Mother Earth for these gifts, for this time in communion and connection. And then you might begin to waken the body by wiggling the toes. Maybe you press length into your legs and slowly through the arms. Ooh. Wrist circles, ankle circles, inviting some intuitive stretching, a little experimentation as you awaken, letting it feel good, unrushed, right? There is no end goal. In yoga, we're often told, man, it's about getting into that posture. And what you don't realize is, it's about the flow in between. It's about the journey. The journey is the destination. When you're ready, you might press yourself up into an easy seat of your choice. Maybe it's Sukhasana, back on your blanket. For me, I'm going to end here on my knees. We'll bring our palms to our heart center if it feels nice. It might be far away. Bring our palms to our heart center if it feels nice. Maybe you take a gentle bow in the head. And then once more, rubbing those palms together. This time as you rub them together, find a little bit of that golden light right? All of that beautiful energy that's made its home in every cell of your body. We send a bit into the palms of the hands as we rub them together. Each inhale collecting that beautiful energy. Each exhale sends it into the palms of the hands. And then when you're ready, place those hands over the face one last time. Let that beautiful, loving light pour over you once more. Let it calm and ease your mind, your body, your soul. Know that each time you make space for your feelings, each time we build this safe container together and explore and release and allow, we are healing in ways that have been stolen from us for so long. And you are so damn powerful. The light and the dark in me sees the light and the dark in you. And there's room for both in all of us. And we are the same. Thank you for practicing with me this morning. Ooh, sorry about the mic, y'all. I got excited and forgot. All right, I'm gonna go.